Good morning, everybody. Whoa, that is blurry. What's going on, guys? It is Tuesday, January 16th, 7 a.m. Welcome back to the Venator Trading channel. We're doing the Futures to Forex 10K to Max Funding Challenge here. The first comment that I saw was Cisco this morning when I saw. And I don't know where that comment went. I didn't do anything. I'm not sure what happened to it. I don't know if, I don't know. But Cisco was the first to like and to comment today. And it was a while before. I didn't see anything from John, so I'm going to have to give the first comment, first like award today to Cisco. Knocking John off his throne yet again. What's up, Onsab? Beeswax? I don't know, man. They're onto your game. YouTube is. So quick update. We are at 3.6% on the bespoke 10K account. We are at 3.2% on the one top step account. And I have another top step 100K, and here's why. I was going to redo the Apex account. And what I didn't realize about the futures accounts is that if you fail the challenge, your account does not go inactive. And so when your the month after you purchase that is when your billing subscription kicks back in. And so on Saturday, Saturday, I was going to go redo the Apex account, and I got notified that my new Top Step on 100K had been reset, and good luck on trading this month. And I was like, what? So I went and looked, and yep, sure enough, I paid a reset fee. Well, I paid my subscription fee, and it reset the account. So I didn't redo the Apex one. And now I have two 100K Top Step accounts. And as of this morning, the second count is 0.3% in profit from two scalps overnight on the London session. So now we're here live. We're looking at, so I've got two Top Step 100K accounts. And this is the first one we started, and it's at 3.2. I pull that back down so you can see everything clearly. So now we're just going to wait for our 10-minute euro-dollar scalp again. So the 5-minute, this is the 5-minute London scalp last night, the 2 a.m. candle right here. This 5-minute bullish candle set a entry one tick above, set a stop loss one tick below. You can see it opened and dropped down below. It never triggered us in. This stays live all day until it gets triggered. And I don't know, about 45 minutes later, it got triggered in, and right before the hour closed, we hit TP. So it's fallen off all morning since then. I don't care what it does after. It matters not to me when I'm trading the scalps like this. So that's what we were looking for. This was just a quick, this is a previous day low here on the euro dollar. And over on the Asian session, I was just looking at a break of this low. This low came down, and we did not take out this liquidity or the daily low below it, which is where the drawn liquidity is. And so as price began to climb back up, I just simply set a sell stop right underneath this low, that if it were to break that low again, it would run both this, and you can see I went to bed. I just let this run, and right before midnight, popped down, grabbed liquidity, took that out multiple times here. It did pop back up to get our London entry, and then it's just trashed all night lower. So that's where we're at on the euro dollar front. So yeah, everything's in profit right now. We're 3 point something percent. What I say, 3.6% on bespoke. We have to get to 8. We're at 3.2% on Top Step. We have to get to 6. Of course, Top Step does have the trailing end of day trailing drawdown, which because we ended at 2.9 last week, it's basically at break even. So if I were to take this Top Step account back down to 100K, we would lose this. We would lose this challenge. Now, yeah, we'll just keep chunking away here, trying to knock out a little bit at a time. Technically, the first day of the trading week, because yesterday was Martin Luther King Day here in the States, bank holiday and all. So, is what it is. Not a whole lot of volume on anything really once the New York market hit. So today is really kind of the first trading day of the week, so we'll see what happens. Dollar has been extremely bullish so far. We had a big gap up from last week, holiday gap up, and it's been ripping. Now, you'll notice here we tapped down into this monthly fair value gap, which has been extremely resilient in holding price up. We tapped into that a couple weeks ago, right at the end of the year, and since then we've been bullish, or we've been moving back up, retracing this last leg down, and so we've now corrected. We're into this fair value gap. This is the weekly candle right here, so we're inside of this current weekly fair value gap right here, and we're inside this order block. So we've now we've reclaimed this. We haven't closed. This fair value gap could still hold. It's only Tuesday. If the dollar finds some weakness here through the rest of the week and we close back inside this fair value gap, it's still being respected, and it could drive price lower, as well as this order block could drive price lower. So order block is where we have a bullish candle that runs above old highs, and then we have immediately followed by bearish price action, displacing below that bullish candle, creates an order block. And paired with that is your fair value gap. So be interesting to see how the dollar responds in here. If the dollar's going to find strength, we have relative equal highs up here above these two weekly candles, and this is a monthly fair value gap between this red line and this red line. This is a monthly fair value gap right there. So interesting place for kind of a do or die scenario for me on the dollar. Are we going to continue to see weakness? Is the dollar going to continue to, or is it going to continue to weaken as it did the last quarter of the year? We're really the last 6 months of the year. Massive weakness on the dollar. So we'll see. Start of the year, kind of big bullish. Last week was very neutral, kind of opened where we closed. Didn't really have a whole lot of movement. We've so far taken out last week's high and the first week of the year high here. So, all signs short term point that it's trying to run higher, but we are at a point right here with the dollar that we should experience some selling pressure here based on the price action and the way price likes to deliver efficiently. So we'll see. It wouldn't surprise me now that we've popped above these two old highs. We've reclaimed this fair value gap and hit this order block if we start to see some sell-off here on the dollar. But I don't know. Don't really have it's gapped up, has not put any kind of lower wick in on the daily time frame. You can see exactly what's going on here. We're inside this big fair value gap right there. So we have now closed. Well, we haven't closed up. This is the daily candle right now. We haven't displaced above this. Today could just rip down. But if we close above this, we will have displaced above these old highs. And on the daily time frame, we will have kind of put in new market structure here. You can see coming down off of all this, lower highs, lower lows, failing to take out and displace above old highs. We continue to make lower lows. We continue not to be able to take out old highs, and now we are taking out old highs on the daily time frame. So kind of an important liquidity area we're in right now. We'll see if it can hold up. For me, we just hit our 10-minute candle, so we're going to go over here to Euro, and it was a bearish candle. So I'm going to set a limit order here. One tick below, stop one tick above, and we'll target a 1-to-1. And I'm going to just be risking $250 on this. And we'll do a sell stop here. And I'll go over to the other account and get it situated as well. We'll create a limit order. And we'll do a sell stop on this. And then I'll set that up on my so entry here, stop here. All right, all set up for the New York scalp. We'll see how it goes. I mean, everything has been. It's interesting to see that it actually is in line with the overall downtrend, but we've had a change of structure here. We've had technically a violation, a close above this old fair value gap here. If you look on the 15-minute, we closed above this small little fair value gap here. Closed above these highs, so you might see price come down, retap this fair value gap, and run higher out of this. I don't know how I feel like this is going to play out. I don't know. We'll just see. Again, this is just pure data-driven continuation of the 10-minute opening range for the euro dollar. So there's it is in line with the overall downtrend, so it does have that going for it. It has taken out some old highs, and if you can get some displacement down, you get some continued dollar strength that you've seen overnight, it kind of makes sense a little bit, but we'll see. Only going to 2 lots. If I put on 3, it would be above my 250 risk that I was going to do for this trade today. So the bespoke is actually risking 1% on this, because I'm only doing the London session scalps on the bespoke account. So I'm not trading it with other strategies. I'm just using the bespoke challenge for the scalp. So I will risk a larger percentage on that. Did you backtest 2022 on? I did not. No. So I was going to, and then 2 of my kids came in for the weekend. My son and his wife came in because they're going to be moving back to the Houston area. And I didn't realize, but they were coming in to do some house shopping this weekend, and they called on Saturday, and they were like, hey, we're coming into town. And I was like, cool. And then my daughter up in College Station, which is about 2 hours north of Houston, calls like, oh, well, nothing going on this weekend. I'm going to come home. And I was like, okay, cool. So we hung out with kids all weekend. We didn't do any back testing. Apex is stealing Top Step TV regulars. What do you mean they're stealing them? What do you mean they're stealing them? I don't get it. Hi, Beeswax and Ansab. And lastly, John. Hello, Brad, not reading the fine print. Yeah, that's the whole reset thing. And I should have known, because it did it to me on Apex early on. And I forgot. On Apex, you can go in and there's a cancel account link. And on Top Step, I went and looked. I can't find it anywhere. They don't want you to cancel that thing if you fail. They want you to forget about it like I did, and then you get hit with a subscription fee. So good job, Top Step, on keeping customers around. So I'm gonna have to figure out how to not let that happen again if we do indeed fail and I don't want to reset it. I'm not sure what your question is about what I was talking about. Y2. How do you figure those percents? Do you trade the dollar? I don't trade the dollar. I do look at the dollar just to see where we're going. Do any of you know the difference between max and relative drawdown in backtest results? On FX replay, are you talking about on the simulations that you run? Because at the bottom of it, you can run simulations. Is that what you're talking about? Oh boy, here we go. John and Cisco. Brotherly quarrels. Patrick Whelan and TBM got signed by Apex and stopped being regulars on Top Step TV. Okay, I see. So it's a competition between prop firms to have the most and the best influencers, the streamers on. I got you. I did see recently, I think I remember seeing Patrick post some stuff about Apex. I was wondering if he had a falling out with Top Step or if they just offered him more money. They must have just offered him more money. Oh, and talking about back testing my EA. Relative drawdown, I think, is going to be equity based. So it's going to be while you're in a trade, I think. Or maybe it's based on if you're in profits and then you go into drawdown, you're not technically in you haven't like gone into max drawdown for the account. So it's either going to be one of those two things. And it's probably going to be defined by whatever software you're using to backtest that. But I would think option A is max drawdown is based off of the original account balance, and relative drawdown is based off of the high water mark of your balance, like in profit, and then draw down from that. Or, so that's option one. Option two is relative drawdown is live drawdown. So it's unrealized drawdown. So if let's say you're in a trade and you go into 5% drawdown on one trade, and then it goes into profit before you close it out, it doesn't affect your max drawdown. It only affects your relative drawdown. That's option two. So it could be either one of those. I kind of tend to think it's going to be option two, where it's the relative drawdown is going to be unrealized losses. Max drawdown is going to be realized losses. Not sure if it's the same for exit. Oh, gotcha. They have this guy named Rips. Never heard of her. I saw Rips the other day when I was watching Top Step TV. That dude's intense. He just basically took over the stream, and all those guys kept trying to talk, and Rips is just like, all right, here we go. And he's just calling it play by play, minute by minute. And they were like, oh, wow, okay. Oh, man, Rips, cool, okay. Oh, dude, killing it. Wow. I mean, he was great. He did really well. A good scalper, it seems like. He did decently well. Relative drawdown is higher, so must be it's equity based, I guess. Yeah, that's probably what it is. I'm guessing it's equity based. Say how you got 2 Top Step accounts again. I'm confused. Okay, so I had a Top Step account back last year before I stopped trading for the year. And I failed it. And at the end of the year, I don't know if you remember, but I told you, I was like, hey, I'm not going to get another account until the beginning of the year. And I was going to redo them. And I didn't realize that if you fail an account, your account is still active. And when that subscription comes around, it's going to recharge your card to do your subscription. And if you have a failed account, so you hit the max drawdown, When your subscription comes around and it charges you, it resets that account and it makes it active again with a new fresh $100,000 balance or whatever the balance is on the size of account that you purchased. So at the beginning of the year, when we were going to kick off the stream, I was like, oh, well, I failed that challenge. I need to get another one. So I bought a new account with TopStep. And so traded it all last week. We're at 3.2% profit, right? Meanwhile, last week failed the Apex account. And so this weekend, I was going to reset the Apex account so that we could do TopStep, Apex, and Bespoke, kind of the Futures versus Forex challenge, all of those things. And when I went to reset, I saw in my email, on the same day I was going to reset Apex, I saw in my email from TopStep, your 100K challenge is now active and live. Thank you for your subscription, or whatever it was. And I was like, what? And then I remembered, I never canceled the first account, like the one I bought in December. After it had failed, I never canceled it. I didn't reset it. I was going to wait till the beginning of the year, and I just forgot about it. So when I purchased a new one, the one that's at 3.2% profit right now, that is what we've been trading since the beginning of the year because I bought it at the beginning of the year. Meanwhile, on January 13th, the TopStep account reset, the original one that I bought back in December. So now I have two 100K TopStep accounts because I forgot that the subscription fee, I didn't cancel it. And so the subscription fee was still live and active, and it hit on January 13th, resetting the original 100K account. So now I have the one I bought in December, and that's just now active and 0.3% in profit. And I have the one I bought in January, which is now 3.2% in profit. So now I have two 100K TopStep accounts. And so I'm not going to reset Apex right now. I'm just going to wait. I don't want to manage 4 different ones with switching between each one. I know I could probably set up a copy trader or whatever, but I'm going to keep it at 3 right now. That's enough for me. I hope that explains it for you. Okay, either way, I'm not interested in that over actual drawdown then. Yeah, actual drawdown is probably going to be what you want. Your max drawdown is probably the one that you're going to be more interested in. Unless you're doing a futures account with Apex where relative drawdown is your max drawdown because it's going to move with your trade if it's in profit. Balance-based drawdown for prop firms, and we're really for any firm, is and end of day balance-based drawdown. End of day. That's key because like on TopStep right here, we could win this trade and be up, and then lose the next trade and be down. And if it was just balanced based, as soon as you close a trade, your balance has adjusted, and that drawdown, if you won that trade, your drawdown would come up with it. But because it's end of day drawdown, you could win 1% in the day, and then on the last trade go tilt and lose 1%, and you're back down to break even for the day. At the end of the day, your drawdown level hasn't changed. That's the nice thing about TopStep. Also, the nice thing about Bespoke is you have static 10% drawdown on this challenge. It doesn't matter how much I win on any one day, I have a static 10% drawdown. It's never not going to be, my max drawdown is always going to be 10% below the original account balance. And the only drawdown I have to worry about on Bespoke is the 5% daily loss limit. So as long as I don't hit the 5% daily loss limit, I always have a maximum 10% drawdown of the original. It's static. It stays there, never moves. So it's a more expensive account for sure, right? It's a 10K account it versus a 100K account with TopStep. But your drawdown limitations are significantly better. Significantly better. So you just have a lot more wiggle room to work with, better leverage to work with. with the Forex firms. But you're also giving up the regulated price feed. You're working off whatever broker they have, and as we've seen, those can be easily manipulated. Versus the futures, it is the regulated feed. Everyone's looking at the exact same tick price that everyone else is looking at. It cannot be manipulated. So your broker cannot screw you. Now, your broker might not execute properly. I guess that's one way it could be manipulated on a futures account. If they're having server issues or whatever, right? Your broker could just not fill you, or not fill all of your contracts, or not fill you at the right price because of delay or, like I said, server issues. But they can't actually manipulate the spread. They can't actually manipulate the price. The price is the price. It is what it is. It's a regulated product. And Forex, whatever broker you're using, it can be whatever it wants. You're going to go from one broker to the next, and the price is going to be slightly different. The candles are going to be slightly different. The wicks are going to be slightly different. The gaps are going to be slightly different. Not so on futures. So, give and take. Give and take there. Futures, regulated prop firms. Like they can't, the futures firms are completely regulated prop firms. Forex doesn't exist. There is no regulation for a Forex prop firm. It does not exist. So when you say, oh, this isn't a regulated firm, FTMO, My Forex Funds, Bespoke, there's no regulatory body for simulated trading prop firms. There's no regulation for them. And U.S. Traders cannot legally trade CFDs, contracts for difference. Now you can trade Forex, but it has to be with a regulated broker in the actual states, like not a prop firm, but an actual broker. So, this is why I like doing this challenge that we're doing here, talking about the difference between the futures and the Forex. So there's good and bad for both. There's pros and cons, obviously, on either side of the coin there. I'm going to paper trade this candle right here. This is the time-based strategy that I used, that for the first 4 months of the year last year would have made you like 30%. Dog needed out, or wanted out of the office. Opened the door and it turned around and went the other way. So this is just a continuation of the 7 a.m. 5-minute candle with a 30 point handle there. A 30 point stop. Sorry, not 30 point handle. That doesn't make any sense. With a 1 to 3. And you go to break even at 1 to 2. And I've just been paper trading this for pure data to see how it would perform and it was only Monday, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. Last year, the Wednesdays and Fridays were performed horribly, and Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays were quite excellent. Paper trade only, just watching. What we're interested in most, more than anything, is just this little 1-to-1 10-minute London continuation scalp off the opening range here, which it has failed to break. First 10 minutes, and now here we are 20 minutes later, still haven't taken out the high or the low of that first 10-minute opening range candle there. There's no real news today, and it's really not a big news week in general. We do have, let's see, today, Empire State Manufacturing Index at 8:30. That's typically not a big mover. It is red folder news, but it's typically not a big market mover. Tomorrow for dollar, we've got core retail sales, so that could have some impact. Thursday, we've got unemployment claims. That's the only thing coming out Thursday. And then Friday, the preliminary University of Michigan Consumer Sentiment Report. So kind of there's no like massive like FOMC or CPI or NFP, right? There could be some volatility, but it doesn't appear to be anything of major market moving significance. So we'll see what happens. John says, okay, I'm not a fan of that from Top Step. How can I fix that? How can you fix that? I don't know. You've got to be able to go in. If you fell an account, you just need to go into your account and cancel that account. And I'm not sure, they don't make it easy to cancel an account. There's not a cancel account button that I could find anywhere. So it's probably going to be an email or on their chat or support ticket of just saying, hey, I need to cancel this account. So if you fell an account and let's say you don't want to reset it, your monthly subscription is a reset. So if you fell an account with TopStep and you don't cancel it, when that new month rolls over, and that month is based on when you purchased the account. So for me, it was December 13th. I purchased a 100K TopStep account. So when I purchased that account, that is when on January 13th, because I didn't cancel it, subscription hit, reset the account because it was failed. Now, if it was in profit, it would not have reset it. It would have just kept me in profit, and it would have just charged my subscription fee because there's a subscription fee while you're trading the combine. But they definitely, Apex does make it very easy when you log into your dashboard on Apex, which still looks like it was built in the early 2000s. When you log into your dashboard on Apex, though, you see your account and it says reset, cancel. Those are your options. You can reset it, start over, or you can just cancel it. It takes it out. But TopStep hides that from you. Good business practice, I guess. John says it's in my profile bill. Oh, okay. So I'm sure it's in there somewhere, but it's buried. It's not on your dashboard, right? Like you've got to go click a link or two to find it. They don't want it to be easy for you to cancel that account. So, and maybe it's under profile, it looks like. What's up, Shadow? What's the time for the live now? 7 a.m. New York time, 7 a.m. Eastern. I don't know what that is on GMT. It's UTC -5 is New York time. So 7 a.m. is the 7 a.m. Eastern is the new. Well, it's not new. It's the same as it was last year. At the end of last year, I backed it up because I was only doing futures. I wasn't doing any Forex, and so I was just going to trade during the futures open. But since we went back to Forex and have both of them going, we're going to keep it at 7 a.m. And we'll probably just go for like an hour each day. And then I'll probably call it. And then I'll continue trading off stream. One of the things that I made a commitment to myself was not to call every single trade on the stream, mostly because my trading was affected at the end of the year there. And it's just, I don't know what you want to call it, but it's just trading in public. It puts a different pressure on you, mindset on you, to bring value and credibility to what you're trying to do. And the whole point of me trying to trade this originally was just to show people that you could start with a 10K account and systematically grow that over time. And it turned into something where I was really just more trying to prove stuff to myself and to people watching that, oh, well, Brad knows how to trade. Look, he keeps passing. And in fact, the opposite happened. And so this year, Just going to stream a little bit every day and then do my actual trading off of the stream. I'll keep everyone updated online. And it's so far worked out pretty well, except for the day I went on tilt with Apex. I was at 4.9% with Apex last week. And I was like, oh, well, I'm gonna knock this out real quick, get funded. And went on tilt and lost that account. So one click off the dashboard, those bastards. Shadow got some nutty links from you on Discord. Shadow got a new account. He got hacked and by some porn pushers, and Shadow's account was pushing porn across all of his Discord channels, evidently. So, but it's all situated now. He got a new account there, and no more porn pushing. How do you figure those percents? Well, on a 100K account, this is the Top Step account that just got reset over the weekend that I forgot about. So it's 1% is 1,000, so it's 0.3% in profit right now, and the other one is 3.2% in profit. If that's what you're asking. On the 10K account, it's at $10,360 or $20 or something. What is it? 370 is what it's at on Bespoke, so that's 3.7% on the Bespoke account on the 10K. So that's how I guess that's what you're asking. Corn. I'll get a shadow ban. I'm already shadow banned. We're only up to 14 viewers, so we're basically shadow banned already. I don't think YouTube cares about my baby little live stream here. Shadow had a nice trade setup on gold that he took. Was in profit fairly well. And fairly good, and then it reversed on him. Hopefully you were at break even. I saw that in the Discord. Hopefully you got moved to break even there. So 40 minutes in, and we still have yet to break the high or the low of the 10-minute opening range here. I feel like whatever side of the range gets tapped first is going to be just a reversal setup. So I feel like if it comes down and wicks us into this gap, it's going to run up and take out these highs. So, to me, I think it would be better if we take out the buy side. That would be a better feel for me. If we can take out buy side first, I think it would be a better trade setup for it to then run into this gap down here and give our trade a chance. I feel like if it takes out sell side first, that trade's not going to work out. Another dog wants out. It is chilly cold in Houston today. We had the polar vortex come through yesterday. Actually snowed here where we live in the Clear Lake area. Current temperatures are 22 degrees. Feels like 9 degrees. That's Fahrenheit. So yeah, the high today is only supposed to get up to 32 here in Houston. So I know it's been moving across the country, but it is very chilly outside. John's probably had it worse up there in the Ozarks. B, did you understand the percentage explanation? Was someone asking, was Beeswax asking about the percentages? I must have missed that. Got some snow in the UK, huh? Nice. Can somebody hit me with it again? What are you talking about? Hit you with what again? The percentage explanation? I'm confused on why we keep talking about this percentage explanation. Doesn't it? It's pretty straightforward, right? It's 1%. The percents are based off the account size. -9. Ooh. It feels like -20. It's pretty cold. It's pretty cold. For anything to be in the 20s in the Houston area is that's not common. That's not common. Now, it is common for this time of year, January and February. We often get temperatures around freezing or slightly below, but to have temperatures in the low 20s with feel like temperatures in the lower single digits, that's not common for Houston. So most, I know you're going to laugh at this, anybody who's used to living in the cold, but most businesses are closed today. Schools closed today. And that's only because of the icy road conditions, because it did rain and snow yesterday. It just freezes. So we got tagged in here. And we are tagged in on all accounts, so we'll see. I'm not a fan that it took out the sell side here first. So I feel like this is just going to put in a higher low here, and we're going to run the buy side. So we'll see. I would have preferred to take out the sell side first, but I mean the buy side first. So yeah, pretty much everything is shut down here in the Houston area today. All the schools are closed, and it's because we don't get snow here, and any kind of rain that we get is freezing rain, and then it's literally everything is just a sheet of ice everywhere. So everything will be back to normal back to normal tomorrow. It's supposed to get back above freezing tomorrow. Today it's just it will never get above freezing today. So everything will stay ice. It'll stay ice overnight, and then everything will have a late opening on Wednesday, likely. And then it'll be back up to 65 degrees by Thursday. So, yay Houston weather. And there's that fair value gap. There's that tap. There's that lower high. This is what I was talking about on this specific trade. Having created a new market structure, taking out old highs, displacing above them, leaving behind fair value gaps. I had said if this takes out sell side first, I believe this trade will probably be in jeopardy. I think this opening range gets slammed to the top side from here. Schools closed. Cisco, I put my EA on today. Can take trades 1 hour from now to 2 hours from now. Hopefully it goes well. What's the EA based off of? School's closed here because of the cold. Yeah, that's pretty freaking chilly. It sounds like death. Minus 29 Celsius. I think that's like what, minus 100 Fahrenheit. It's like literally North Pole temperatures, my friend. It targets EU, as that's all I've tested so far. Gotcha. Is it just time based? Is it off a specific candle, or is it off of fair value gaps? Ten-year test, good profit, 2.1R on the 15-minute chart. Very cool, man. Sounds like a good EA to hang on to. All for it. I'm all for it, my friend. So if we drop down here to a lower time frame on the 5 minute, what do we see? On the 15, we can see let's go back up here to a 30. 30, we could put in a lower low. Higher time frames got a small little pullback. We didn't get a very large pullback here off of this London push down. We've taken out sell side liquidity on higher time frames, these daily lows, which is why, which is reached down into this daily fair value gap right there. But on the 30 minute, potentially could see, we'll see how this plays out. We still got 15 more minutes here on this candle. We'll see how this 30 minute plays out. On the lower time frame, we ran buy side liquidity. We rebalanced this, and now we're displacing back through some fair value gaps. This fair value gap has been violated. This big fair value gap here, we'll see how it holds up. Currently being respected almost to the tick right there. If it can violate this fair value gap, this trade has a lot better chance of playing out. Oh, we'll see. Just let it ride. Cisco says max drawdown over the test is 12%, so really I maybe should lower the risk, but I'm going to chance it for today as a trial run. Purely Mechanical looks at the last two candles and uses stop orders. I think some of the most simple momentum continuation strategies often work the best. Things like let the market do the work for you, and if two candle patterns work and you can scrape out a 2-to-1 R is really good though. Or 2.1 R. I mean that's what's the win percentage on that? What's the strike rate? %38 win rate. I mean, with 2-to-1, you only need 33% to be profitable. So technically, over the long term, you have an edge. Ooh. Yellowstone had -30 yesterday. No, I did not see that, and that sounds absolutely petrifying. Those poor bears, grizzly bears and wolves, man. What do they do? Grizzly bears, I guess, are in hibernation right now, so they're probably not affected, but I wonder how many animals just literally froze to death. Says, yeah, I want to be comfortably above the 33% break even to account for spreads and stuff maybe triggering me early. Yeah, you got to... 38 is comfortably above. 40% would probably be the target I would shoot for on a 2-to-1 just to be comfortably above and limit that drawdown a little bit more. Ooh. So here's a 10-minute fair value up is rejecting. 30 minutes rejecting, putting in a lower low. This was my initial gut on when I saw that consolidation. That I wanted to see that buy side get run first, so... We'll have to see. I guess I could watch these fair value gaps here on the 5 minute time frame, and if they start getting close to aggressively above, we could just cut our losses early on that. I hate to do that on the scalping strat because the scalping strat worked because I just let it run and didn't touch it. It was truly a set and forget. And we are risking only 0.1%, not even 1% on this scalp. Now on the bespoke one, it is a full. It's actually like 1.5%. So break a structure, run by side, displace below, create a new market structure, leave behind a fair value gap. So these fair value gaps here on the 5 minute time frames are the ones I'm hoping. Since we've already violated a couple, 1, 2 fair value gaps over here, I'm hoping these continue to push price lower. 7 a.m. Candle about to close. Another 9 minutes or so, and we'll stay on. We'll stay on here for about another probably 15-20 minutes. And then I'm going to call it a day, and I'm going to get ready for the futures market open off the stream. Are you still trading the BFP account? Yes, I'm still. It's at phase 1 is currently at 3.8%, 3.7%, and in this trade is currently running. So the outcome will either push us up to it'll push us up to like 5 or 6%, or it'll take us back down to like 2%. So we'll see how the bespoke account's still rolling. The 10K bespoke is running phase 1, 8% profit target, and we're about halfway there currently. And Top Step is 6% profit target, and we are just over halfway on it on one, and then there's another one that just started today that's slightly in profit. What's up, Dean? Oh. Gregory Maynard says, I got my second funded account with Top Step yesterday. Way to go, Greg. That's fantastic, man. Congratulations. Second one on that. Are they 50Ks? What size are they? 100Ks? 150? And have you gotten any payouts from Top Step yet? Not off that account or before at all? Have you been paid out from them? $50Ks for now. That's great. I saw Cami Capital was talking about that the 50K Top Step account is the best value for the money, and it's the easiest one to pass as far as your profit to draw down. So monetarily, it was the best value, and it also gave you the best path as far as the amount of drawdown, the amount of profit you have to make in relation to the amount of your max drawdown. The 50K was the best. Does Top Step let you merge? So let's say you get 3 50Ks. They only let you have 3 accounts. If you get tapped on the shoulder, quote unquote, to go to an actual live account, you can have 4. But I'm uncertain on, let's say you have 3 50Ks. Can you merge those into one 150K account and then get 2 more combines going? I withdrew 640. Oh, cool. No, they don't merge. Okay, so if you get 3 50Ks, you're just stuck with those 3 50Ks and you can't max out the full account offering. That's unfortunate. I mean, it's not like obviously 50K is a lot. You can make some good money on that, but wouldn't you rather have 350K accounts and have 450K in funding versus 150K in funding? Capital's the name of the game when you're talking about just repetitive trading. The more capital you have, the same small trades net you a much larger, obviously, dollar amount. They do have trailing drawdown, but it's based off of your end of day balance. So it's wherever your balance is at the end of the day, that's what your trailing drawdown is based off of. So at the end of the day, if you made profit, your trailing drawdown will increase by the amount of that profit, and it stays for the 100K account, it's 3%. So it's always going to be 3% behind your highest end of day balance for Top Step. Apex, on the other hand, does the equity trailing drawdown. So it's as like, for instance, on Apex, let's say I had a 100K account and the trade moved this far and I haven't closed the trade, but I was in profit this much. The drawdown moved behind me on my account that far in profit. And the trade's still active, and now it comes back to break even. And let's say I closed this trade at break even for no gain or loss. I did lose that much in drawdown. So that's why when I was doing the Apex, I built the scalping strategy specifically for Apex, because I believe the best way to trade the Apex account is to scalp your way to funding. Then once you're funded, your trailing drawdown stops when it reaches your original account balance plus $100. So once you're $3,100 in profit, your trailing drawdown is locked in at your original account balance plus $100. It can never go any higher than that. So then you can just stack profits and you can trade however you want, because the drawdown isn't going to be moving with your profits in any specific trade at that point. So, but to get funded, it follows you all the way up, right behind all of your live trades. So you've got to have a seriously good scalping strategy on Apex, in my opinion, to get funded, because you risk, even on just a 1-to-1 trade, this thing could go. Let's say you were risking 0.5% on this, and it got all the way down here, basically 0.5% in profit, and then turned around, and you had moved to break even. It takes you out at break even. You just lost 0.5% of drawdown on a non-losing trade. That sucks. John says they don't recommend more than 2. Really? But they offer 3. We recommend all of you don't do more than 2. But if you want to buy a 3rd, we'll let you have it. Dean says, I changed my account over the weekend. I am AKA Dunamis. I got that, Dino. Just making extra accounts so I can enter multiple times through Brad Giveaway's 2024 strategy for success. I like the way you think, my friend. We'll be looking for that Dunamis crypto and the Dean accounts. John will be on top of it. Onsub says, not bad as that. Same with Top Step, or only for Apex. The end of day balance is Top Step. So your drawdown, which is what I prefer, your drawdown is for Top Step is at the end of your day balance. So you could win a trade, lose a trade, win a trade, lose a trade. Your drawdown hasn't changed for Top Step while you're trading until the end of day balance, which that's, in my opinion, a much better model than the Apex account, which your drawdown is constantly moving up. If you get into trades while you're trading, it's moving all day, and it only is moving up. It's never going to go down. It's only going to keep getting tighter and tighter on your equity. So if you get into trades, you better take your profits and scalp those profits. All right, here we go. At 8 o'clock hour, this hourly candle, nice little order block here. We had it ran below, and then big engulfing hourly candle. We failed to move back lower here. This hourly fair value gap has held, so that's kind of nice. 30 minutes. We didn't really we did close below this low, couldn't really close below that. 15. This fair value gap on the 15-minute has held. We've put in a higher low here on this swing level right here. So this is a swing level. We have a higher low on this side and a higher low on this side. So this becomes a swing level, which means this is a swing low now. Intermediate term, swing low. And you would then begin, I think, to target the buy side liquidity after putting in a swing low. So if this gets broken and taken out, then good for us. We're going to make some money, but I'm still going to be watching these 5-minute fair value gaps here to see how they react with price. This here and these two here. So this is currently holding price up, being respected. This is currently holding price down, being respected. So we'll see what violations occur, if any, here. And then I'm going to give it about 5 more minutes, guys, and we'll probably call it a day. The 50K Top Step funded scaling plan is tough. It's not cheating if he tells us he's doing it. It's only cheating if he does it in secret, right? I mean, there's some logic there. I don't know if it's good logic, but oh. Oh. What are the indices doing? Indices are rallying here off of their London session lows. Coming back up. That ES 5-minute paper trade demo. No executions on this. Would have taken the L. So just more data. I'm not going to. I thought about refining that to see if I could find something that would work stronger. I still haven't found a significantly good mechanical scalping strategy that I'm happy with on the indices yet for ES or NQ. So still trying out different things, but I haven't found anything that consistently, and by consistently, by consistently I mean a high scalp percentage for me is 65 to 75% win rate with like at least somewhere between 0.5R and 1R scalps. So, and I just haven't, it has been not produced yet, hasn't produced that. All right, well, it's nice to see to take out that swing low right there. That's encouraging. Getting a 15-minute close below this fair value gap would be even better. A 5-minute close below this fair value gap would be a good sign. And it did not closed right at it. I would not call that a body candle close. I would not call that a violation just yet. That body is respecting this fair value gap. So not ideal. We'll see how this 15-minute candle plays out. 10-minute fair value gap. This 15-minute fair value gap is probably the one that I would want to see not be respected. That would give me much more confidence in this scalp hitting its TPs. Let's look at session highs and lows for scalping strats. Yeah, I'm going to go back and start doing that. So far, I haven't really taken into account liquidity. I've only been looking for time-based entries off of continuations and momentum plays. So the next thing would be. And the main reason I'm doing that is because it's just wake up at a certain time, look to see what price is doing, set your orders and leave. And if you wait for liquidity, if you're targeting for scalping for me, a purely mechanical scalping strat would mean waiting for liquidity. Like you don't just get to show up at the chart and expect a trade to be there no matter what, which is what this strategy and the London scalp strategy is. It's like I wake up same time every day, set my orders, and I go back to bed. I wake up, start the stream, set my orders, and I don't touch it after that. It has nothing to do with liquidity, it has nothing to do with market structure, it has nothing to do with anything other than data that says the 10-minute opening range at 7 a.m. on euro dollar, almost 67% of the time gives you a 1-to-1 scalp over the last year of trading for 2023. Versus when you introduce liquidity into that, now you have to sit and wait, right? You have to sit at your charts and you have to wait, and you have to decide what liquidity is you're going to work off. Is it session highs and lows? Is it daily highs and lows, weekly highs and lows? What is the liquidity that you want to use? And then you have to wait. So you have to sit at your chart and just watch. Or I guess you could set an alert, right? I guess you could have alerts set that, hey, London's Asian session low got tagged, London session high got tagged, right? Whatever it is. And then you could open your chart, but it's never going to be at the same time every day. And that's what I was kind of looking for, is show up same time of the day, every single day, look for this continuation momentum play for a quick scalp, be done. So we got about 7 more minutes here. We'll call it after this candle prints. We'll see how it goes, but probably calling it. Did take out that swing low, so that's nice, but couldn't displace below it. Not good. And respecting this 15-minute bullish fair value gap, also not good. So it's tapped into this order block here. This down close candle grabs liquidity, up close candle displaces above it. This creates a bullish order block. Wick to body is the most sensitive area there. And I want to see this 15-minute candle give us a body candle close outside. I want to see it violate this fair value gap right there. Let me get that to a different color. So I'd like to see in the next 5 minutes this candle close down below that fair value gap. That would be a nice sign for us that this trade might have some more legs. There we go. Nice push. Very nice. See if it can hold this displacement leg down. 5-minute structure. This fair value gap, nice to see this fair value gap get tapped. This bottom fair value gap would hit our TP. These have been violated now, so that's a nice little pop. Hopefully this 15-minute can hold this for the next 4 minutes, hold that level at least. That would be a good sign for us. Greg Remainer says the 530 low on NQES took London low and ran up to the Asian highs. It happens every day. Oh, that's interesting. I'll have to go back and look at that. Cisco says like this. Yeah, I'm lucky I'm in London time zone, so I can have the charts open. The London traders have it so good, man. Here we go, guys. Nice little win for the day. 10-minute London scalp playing out. So that takes us almost to 3.4% there. But on the bespoke account, we are at 6.4%. So we only need 1.5% to close out phase 1 on bespoke. So we'll see, maybe the London scalp tomorrow morning will close out bespoke for us for phase 1, but we're at 6.4% on bespoke. So there you go. So this top step account now almost 3.4%, and the new one is at 0.5% gain. So that's good. That's nice. Cool. Winner, chicken dinner. All right, boys and girls, you guys enjoy the rest of your day. We'll be back tomorrow doing the same thing, same time. I'm going to get off, get ready for my futures open here, and see how the rest of the day goes. I'll update on Twitter and Discord for everyone where we stand. So y'all stay safe, happy hunting, and we'll catch you tomorrow. Adios, y'all.